Welcome back to the garage. I don't know if you can really tell out there, but the weather's starting to turn. It's getting a bit colder here in Lancashire, and today is MOT day. Now I'm going to try and do something to clear off a persistent issue that's been happening over the course of the past, like, I don't know, year. The airbag lights come on and the seatbelt lights come on really intermittently, but about 2 weeks ago it came on permanently. And it's been staying on ever since, and I've tried to clear it off. So today, I'm going to be having a look at the infamous issue with these, and that is the passenger occupancy mat sensor. I'm going to have a look at trying to bypass that with a little kit that I bought off eBay. So let's get in and have a look. So the occupancy mat sensor is located under the passenger seat for UK right-hand drive vehicles, and under the driver's side, I'm guessing, for left-hand drive vehicles. So yeah, what we need to do is we need to get this seat lifted up into its highest position, like in height and furthest way forward, so we can have a look. And we need to install a little kit. There's two parts to this kit, and I've got, I think, both issues. If I just flip the camera around, there they are. Seatbelt and airbag. Now if I just quickly put my belt on, so we're clicked in, that's me, and the light is still on, which says to me occupancy seat, occupancy mat sensor is what it says to me. So yeah, we're going to install this little kit today. Like I said, there's two parts to it, and the reason why I am sort of jumping, I'm maybe jumping to conclusions, you know, and the reason why I'm jumping to conclusions is apparently I've done a little bit of research. I've plugged the car in to my mate's fancy computer, who tells him all sorts of things and about BMWs and stuff like that, and he couldn't get into what exactly the issue was. He kept locking him out, and he seemed to think there was some sort of module issue, something maybe had been changed in the past and it's not letting him in, so we couldn't get any further with that. I've done a ton of research online, having a look around. There's loads of videos on this, which makes me feel like it is the thing. It's 2004, so the car is 21 years old real soon, and yeah, as far as I know, it's not been touched, it's not been tampered with and all that kind of stuff. So for me, it seems highly suspect that it probably is that part. So I'm going to change it anyway, just to see if it makes any difference and see if we can get that error code cleared off before the MOT this afternoon. So fingers crossed, here we go. It should be, by the looks of it, it should be with these two little pieces. That's better. With these two little pieces, it should be fairly straightforward. I believe that this is part one. I've got some instructions over here which I'll be following. This is part one. You bang that in, and apparently this gets rid of potentially your airbag light, I think, if that's the issue. And then if it is the occupancy mat that's the issue, then apparently you need that bit as well. So this is part two. So I think I'm just going to get stuck in and do both pieces, because I've got nothing to lose, to be honest. And I'm going to follow these instructions, and I'll drop a link to the kit, which was fairly cheap. I think it was less than 20 quid, 20 of your English pounds, so not too bad, you know. And if it fixes the issue, then great, you know, brilliant. It's a cheap fix, but what it will do, if you don't know, is you've got a series of airbags dotted all over the car, which you're probably aware of, but I'm going to show you anyway. This one's your curtain, which goes all the way down the back. You've got one in the door, one in the door, one in that door. And I don't think there's any in the back, and I don't think there's any in the dash, but I could be wrong. Oh yeah, sorry, there is one in the dash. Hang on a minute, you can just about see it. There it is. So there's one in the dash, and what it'll do, these little bypass resistors, apparently if there's the way it works, or currently should work from the factory, is if you have an impact on the passenger side airbags will go off. You know, if it's a front impact, then all the front airbags go off, and if it's the driver's side, then the driver's side, etc. And if it's a really bad one, they all go off, etc. So what this will do, these little bypass things, is it'll turn the lights off on your dash, ultimately, so I can pass a UK MOT, because it won't pass with them on. And what it'll do is, if I have a if I have a driver's side impact, it'll trigger all the airbags, because it doesn't know, because it's a bypass, and the mat sensor in the seat is faulty. It doesn't know which one it is, so it deploys everything. So worst case scenario, if I have a bump, I'm going to be literally replacing the entire interior, but at least I'll be safe. So yeah, it's up to you whether you want that. I mean, you might be able to code it out. If I do this today and it's not this, then it's possibly an airbag fault, which I'm hoping it's not. I'm hoping this is going to sort it. A lot of the, like I said, the research I've done on the internet seems to finger point this as being the issue. So I'm going to start and have a look. Okay, so first things first, we need to get this seat into its highest position. And push it far forward, because it does make a difference. That should do it. Oh God, bang my head. So that should do it. So the seat is in its highest position now, just to give us as much clearance as we possibly need under here. And I should just add at this point as well that it is an electrical fiddle that we're doing today. And if you're in any doubt whatsoever, unplug the battery. As you can see, my battery's still plugged in. The instructions do not say anything about taking the battery out. But yeah, but what it does say is it comes with a warning, and it says safety warning: with the emulator installed, a child seat should never be installed in the front passenger seat. So there you go. Because like I said, if there's an impact on the driver's side, all the airbags will go off. And I think it's just a safety first thing, that, you know, we don't want any small kids getting injured. So just something to think about. So as far as I can tell, you need some really basic tools. I've got a really skinny flat bladed screwdriver and a torch. I've just nicked this off my kid's bike. There we go. And that is so and that's for, so we can see. And I think, so apparently what we're looking for is a yellow box. Which I actually can't necessarily even see one. Okay, so the first thing we need to locate is, I'm going to get my little screwdriver to do some pointing, is this thing. This thing needs to become unclipped. You got a better view of that. So we need to unclip this. This little box is our part one, and this is what we're looking for. And we need to unclip this. We need to unclip this and replace it with this guy. You literally just take the clip, squeeze it. As you can see, that's popping out. Where's my little pointer gone? So as I squeeze this, you can see just here that that's popping out. Bit of a wiggle, out it comes. You just need to just tuck that in somewhere. And then with this, you need to pop that in its place. Look, can't see what I'm doing. So So that just goes in there, click, and that's that. I'll just get a couple of cable ties and just lasso them together in a bit. So having just replaced that part, that one bit, that's part one of a two-part replacement. It says to turn on the ignition, see if the airbag light's gone, run the diagnostic ODB2 and clear off any codes that you might have, and just to see if it's cleared anything, and if it's not, then to proceed on to part two. So that's the next step. So here we go. I'm just going to throw the key in just to see if it's made any difference. So we do still have an airbag light. Okay, so what I'm going to do, I'm going to get my reader, and this reader I picked up, again, another eBay special. It's a Bluetooth reader, cost I think 40 quid, and it's been good so far, to be honest. I can use it with my phone, which is great. You know it's connected when you've got a little green light at the bottom. Auto fix, comes with an app which seems to work. It seems good, there's lots of features on it and stuff, which is great. So yeah, I'll try and grab the link for that as well, and I'll pop that in the description too. I'll literally just go down here, put that in the little plug, and throw that guy in the right way around. There we go. That light's gone green now, which means we're connected, so we're good to go. Diagnostic, okay. BMW. Then we diagnose for BMW 5 Series E60, and we want to erase all codes. That's a yes. I'm going to take the key again. I'm going to throw it in the ignition and see what comes up. Well, the airbag light didn't come up, which is a good start, but it does still have it up there. So the airbag light is still there, annoyingly. Oh well. Looks like we're on for part two as well. Let's give it a go. Before we continue, I just thought I'd run the code reader just one more time, and I'd actually go into the error messages or any error codes that have popped up, and just to check them out, just to rule out, make sure nothing strange is happening. But don't forget, we did actually erase the codes just a couple of minutes ago. So any long-standing codes will be cleared off, but what it might do is give me a bit of insight as to anything that's kind of long-standing, anything that's just not working at all. So let's just see what this turns up. What was that one then? So I've just done a system scan. Did you see that one pop up just then? So we've got automatic heating and air conditioning. I kind of knew about that. I've not done anything about it just yet. But this is a good example as to how the app works. It tells you a bunch of things about it, information. So the version information, fault code, so solar light, or solar sensor right, which I'm not quite sure what that is. Let's just go back. It was the other one that caught my eye. TMFA door module driver. What's that? Part number. So if you've got a fault code, which is this is the resistance firing circuits thorax airbag driver too high. Let's just click on that, and what it does then is it takes us onto the internet and shows us. So we're on 5series.net. That looks like a good starting point. So accept that. Replace the 3 clips. Airbag lights on. Did not disconnect the airbag in any way. Went to the shop. This is too high. Does it mean the airbag is receiving too much electricity? Well, am I supposed to replace it with the airbag itself or the harness? Looks like this might have just escalated. Partially undone. I think I need to take the door panel off looking at this and check that airbag. I've just assumed it's the occupancy mat sensor because of the airbag. Sorry, because of the seatbelt light. I mean, the seatbelt light is still on, so I'm still going to pursue and continue with that trail of thought, but it's sounding like I need to take a look at my driver's airbag on my driver's side door. It's saying there's something wrong with it. I wouldn't unplug it or replug any airbag electrodes unless the battery is disconnected for at least a couple of minutes. Looks like I might not be able to get this sorted today. I mean, I'm hoping that the electrical connectors just become dislodged. That would be good. And it'll be a case of disconnecting the battery, giving it a wiggle, giving it a clean, hopefully, and popping it all back together, and it'd be good. I mean, worst case scenario, it might need a new airbag, which will need recording. But it sounds like it's at least narrowing it down. So I'm gonna, like I said, I'm gonna continue with my trail of thought on the occupancy mat, because I do think that's an issue. Okay, so we're back under the seat, and what we need to locate now is a yellow connector block. I believe it's towards the front of the passenger seat, but it needs to be sort of fed backwards because it's easier to work with if you do that. So that's what's next. So the yellow plug, I've located it, and you can just about see it down there. If it'll focus up, there we go, there he is. Now I believe there's like a little plastic sort of horseshoe shape connector, you know, like at the back of your headlights, where you got your connector block, and it kind of slides and it pushes out the sort of connector, which is quite typical BMW. Apparently it's one of them, but because I've pushed the seat forward, I can't get to it now. So now I'm going to have to push the seat back and disconnect it. So if you're into contortionism, you're going to love this. So what I have done is I've just tilted the seat up into its highest position. I've kind of got it roughly in the middle to give myself enough room at the rear if I need it, and enough room at the front, which as you can see, I don't really have. And I've just pulled a bit of plastic trim off the front of the seat because I couldn't see it. I took the bit of plastic trim off and ta-da! There it is. And I'm sounding a bit weird because I'm trying to see it at the same time as film it, so I can know that you've seen it as well. But it's there, that little flash of yellow right there. So you need to disconnect that and hopefully be able to feed it through to the back. We've got a bit more room. And if I've not, I'll be reconnecting it and pushing the seat back and doing it from the front. So we'll see how that goes. Okay. Oh. So from the front, try and get a bit of light on it. So from the front, I've just given it a bit of a wiggle, and it's come free. It's got the plastic clips, as you can see there. I hope this is filming. You see the plastic clips there, and that was just holding it onto the base. So you need to pull that out. Flipping heck, can't see. And you need to somehow disconnect it. Oh, there, that's it. So this little cover, this needs to come off. I've opted for self-preservation and pulled the seat back. It's also allowing a bit of daylight in as well, and I can see a bit better now as well, which is nice. You never know, you might find a couple of quid down here as well, which is good. You never know, it goes towards more mods, doesn't it? Anyway, here's our lad.
apparently there's a red and black. Apparently there's a red and black wire on the back, which is, I'm just about seeing it. Let me just, hopefully that's recording. Red and black, that's the guy. So that needs to come off. So that's that one disconnected. Oh, there you go, that just slides off. And that then exposes, there we go, our red and black wire, which is red and black. Come on, focus. There. So that second, not that first plug, but the second one in, we need to disconnect that. And we need to pop in our little bypass. Okay, I'm going to try and do this now without nudging the camera too much. So like I said, the wires that we need, I don't know if you can see them, we've got red and black there, which go into this plug. So the first thing I need to do is extract that plug. Oh my god, this is so tight. There we go. Don't know what happened then. Right, so I've disconnected that now. And what I need to do is with my thin blade, I need to get inside there. I need to remember which way around these wires go. So we're talking, so on the side that I can see the metal through, red is on my left and the black is on my right. So let's have a look at trying to pop them out of there. I don't know if you can see if I can zoom in here. I can't really zoom in, unfortunately. But there looks like there's a couple of clips which I should be able to access to release these wires. Actually, looking behind under the seat, I can see the wires are clipped in. I might be able to take it back. I can. So what I've just done is under the seat, I've just unclipped the wire. It clicks in and a couple of like little clips, and I can take it to the rear of the car now. So just give me 1 second. Okay, so we're now under the seat at the rear of the car. Hopefully you can see that okay. And I've just pulled the wire through and we can now see that it's there. So here's the wire, so I can see a little bit better now. Hopefully you can too. So this is what we're looking at. Got 2 clips. Hopefully you can see this okay. In the top of there, and all I'm going to do is I'm going to just insert I'm trying to do is I'm trying to just push that down and get it out of there. Oh, there it goes. So that is pretty much there we go, that one's out. So it's the, as we look at it, so let's just make a mental note. So we've got 4 holes. Got 4 holes, and the black one that I've just pulled out goes into the second hole from the left. So we need to put this one in there now, in exactly the same way. So second hole, click it in, and it just clicks in. That's it, that's got a grip now. So that's just the same as the red one, needs to come out in the same way. So just flat blade down and push, and it starts to come out. So it needs to do in there. There we go. Red one's out. Red one in. Click. Hopefully you heard that. Just give them a good push, make sure they're in. They don't seem to want to come out. And now with that in, you need to just take care of these wires. You need to just clip them up and out of the way. I might just put a bit of heat shrink on them just to kind of stop them from contacting on anything. Just tuck them in, get them out of the way, and then that gets plugged back into where it's just come out of. Neat. Okay, I'm back in the front. We've got this guy. Need to plug him back in to the gap, which is awkward as anything to get to. Get off, honestly. So, oh god. It's getting worse, this. So that one now clips back into there. It can only go in one way around, I believe. Oh, which is the opposite way, so I'm putting it in. So it can only go in one way. That just clicks in. Put our little cover back on, so it keeps everything in and stops everything from being pulled out. Just make sure everything else is getting in there, because I'm trying to move it around a little bit. A couple of the other plugs started to pull out, so just make sure all the other plugs are in, and you can slide that cap back over nice and easy, and that should keep everything in place. Then you plug this back into the front, pull that out. It's hard work doing this one-handed. That all just clicks back in. Hopefully you can see that. Get some light on it. Try and get this little thing clipped back in its little sort of frame or whatever it's in, little hole. Watch out for our little resistor. Should just click in, he says. There we go. Back in. Okay, so don't forget as well, when you blanked off that other wire, just to pull it back through. There it is. So you just need to pull that one back through. I'm just going to get a little bit of heat shrink on them. Clip them all back into their positions under the seat. Which is there. There. I might leave it stuck out just a little bit so I can get some shrink on it. And put a tiny little bit over the metallic ends. I'm just going to use a lighter just to get a little bit of heat on them. Excuse my shaky hand. It's all the contorting, I can't do both. And then I'm just going to put a slightly bigger heat shrink over the top of the two, just to tie them both together. And in the same way, just use the torque, just the bit of fire to just shrink that end down. Give it a bit of a trim. Beautiful. And I am just gonna probably tuck that in there, just out of the way, so it doesn't get caught on anything. Tuck it back under the seat, and then there's the resistor as well for the one that we've just installed. That's just tucked in nicely as well. I just tuck that in there. It's all good. I didn't need the cable ties, which is great. And that should be it. Just looked at the instructions, that seems like that's it, so I'm going to clip that back on. And now we give it a try. So just like last time, we'll plug this in. So just like last time, put the key in the ignition, turn the ignition on. And we want to not put the radio on. Okay, so we go to BMW. BMW 5 Series E60, and we want to erase the codes. Okay. Fingers crossed, this has done it. I'm not sure if it has. I'm going to start the engine. Oh my god. So something's just happened. I've just took the driver's side door card off. Do you remember I got the fault code earlier on the airbag? I've just disconnected the airbag. I've given it a bit of a clean with some contact cleaner. And I've just sort of manipulated the wires a little bit just to make sure there wasn't a bad connection. And something miraculous has just happened. I've just cleared the codes off. And this is what we're looking like.
So this is definitely a step in the right direction for sure. Now if I put my seatbelt on, look at that. Happy days. So I still haven't done some of the things I wanted to do for the MOT, and I'm literally running out of time. I think I've got 20 minutes before I need to be there, just looking at the time. I'm just going to get done what I can get done in the next 10 minutes, and then I've got to go. But hopefully you found this video useful. I'm going to wrap it up there. Like, subscribe, share if you feel like you need to. Hopefully I covered it in enough detail for you. I tried to get as many angles as possible with the light. It's difficult because it's so under the seat and space is restricted, but hopefully you found it useful. Like I said, I'll drop all the links and stuff in my description. And yeah, and if you're having similar sort of issues, hopefully this is going to be the fix for you. But maybe just check your wires on your airbag, on your door, and definitely get one of those little ODB readers as well. They're quite good at pinpointing. I think you definitely need one when you're on a BMW, because the dashboard likes to look like a Christmas tree most of the year. So yeah, it's nice to have no error codes, and hopefully a quick drive to the MOT station and it will be fine and it will stay unlit. Currently looking. Fingers crossed. Wish me luck. Catch you next time. Thanks.
In the garage under the bright light, Slick Rick's got the tools ready to ignite. With a wrench in hand, he shares his know-how. Teaching the world, come on, let's get it now. Oil changes, brakes, and mufflers too. He's breaking it down, showing what to do.